Hello bookworms, I'm Becca, and today I really wanted to do a tag video for you guys. It's been quite a while since I've done a tag video, and I just had such a lovely day walking around my college campus, admiring the beautiful fall colors, and now I'm just looking very autumnal. So I thought I would do the autumn reading book tag. I will leave all of the information on who created the tag and all that jazz down below in the description so that you guys can check that out for a little more information as well as to see the questions themselves. There's 7 questions all having to do with the autumn season, so let's get started. Question number 1 asks, are there any books that you are planning on reading over the autumn season? Mostly during the month of October, I tend to stick to creepier books just to go with that season, the Halloween season. But when we move more into November, I'll pick up more mysteries and things of that type. The one that I'm currently working on is The Sacred Lies of Minnow Bly by Stephanie Oakes. Josh got this for me last year for Christmas, I believe, and I still haven't read it, so I figured now would be as good a time as any to pick it up, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Question number 2 is, September brings back memories of the back to school season. What books did you most enjoy studying in school and what subjects were your favorite? The one book that is quite strange that was one of my all-time favorite books that I read in high school was Dante's Inferno, and I know that that is such a strange choice, but I was really fascinated with all of the different circles of hell, and we had a really cool project that went along with the book, so I think just having been more engaged in the reading process for that made it a bit more enjoyable for me. Another book that I really enjoyed reading was that we read Tuck Everlasting when I was in 5th grade, and of course Holes, which I've mentioned a few different times. I convinced 2 different teachers at 2 different schools to add that book to the curriculum for the year, and that is one of my all-time favorite books anyway. So I've had a lot of great experiences with my reading in school, but I've also had some not so good experiences, which is why I don't read a lot of classic literature. As far as my favorite subjects in school, I've always been very partial to the arts. I enjoyed all of my art classes that I have ever taken. I also always really enjoy my English classes. I really enjoy all of my classes aside from math. But I feel like the teacher really makes the classes, and there have been some math classes that I really enjoyed, but I'm just not particularly good at math, so that was always a little bit frustrating for me. Question number 3 is, October brings Halloween. Do you enjoy reading creepy, scary books? If so, what are your favorite books and movies? I'll just plug one more time, The Merciless by Danielle Vega, my all-time favorite horror book that I've ever read. If you're looking for a great one, that is a great place to start. As far as movies go, I almost exclusively watch scary movies, and I don't watch them as much anymore, but some of my favorites is the Saw franchise. I love all of those movies. One of my favorite scary movies is The Exorcism of Emily Rose. That is a great one for Halloween. They do a really interesting balance between science and religion. So it's just a different perspective on things, and I really enjoy watching that movie during the fall season. Question number 4 is, with November brings bonfires. What's the most exciting book that you've read that really kept you gripped? And for this, I'm gonna have to look at my Goodreads because I can't even remember what I've been reading lately, to be honest. I think maybe recently, based on what I'm seeing from my Goodreads app, the one that has kept me the most engaged was The Merciless 2 by Danielle Vega. I don't know if it's just because it was the sequel to one of my favorite books or if the story is just that good, but even though it came out over the summer, I read it in basically one sitting, and I wanted to wait. I really wanted to wait until the fall season, but I just couldn't because the story is just that good. And I know I bring it up a lot. I almost exclusively rave about The Merciless and The Merciless 2, but let me just tell you that if the story was not as good as it is, I would not hold it in such high regard. Question number 5 is simply, what is your favorite comfort cozy read? And I think that this goes without saying almost, but I have to go with Harry Potter. Harry Potter always feels like coming home for me, and I especially see a lot of people bringing up Harry Potter during the fall season just because it gives you such a warm and cozy feeling that this is the perfect time to bring it out again. Question number 6 is, curled up with a good book, what is your hot drink of choice? I personally am not a coffee drinker, but I love me some hot cocoa, and I really like hot lemon tea. Those are my favorite things to drink, and when it gets more into winter, I really like peppermint tea and peppermint hot cocoa. And question number 7 is, are there any plans that you're looking forward to over these next autumn months? And since we're in November, I'm kind of reaching the end of autumn, but over Thanksgiving I'm going down to Florida to spend some time with my father, and I'm really excited about that. I look forward to it so much. I have a countdown in my phone. Also, last month at the end of October, Halloween weekend, I was in Rocky Horror, and you might remember my video from last year that I posted, and it was just as much fun this year as it was last year. It's just a very exciting time for me because I'm going to be graduating in a little over 40 days, which is craziness, and it's really overwhelming, but you can just feel the excitement of this fall season, and I'm so happy. And there you guys go, that is the autumn reading tag. Let me know your answers to these questions down below in the comments, and we can talk about them together. I'm not going to tag anyone right out, but if you haven't done this tag and you would like to, consider yourself tagged. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button down below to see more bookish videos. That's all I got for you guys today. I'll see you next time.